This conference will now be recorded.
Alrighty, good morning, everyone. I'd like to call the meeting of the Senior Social Isolation and Loneliness and Health Task Force to order at 11:33. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Powell,
Here.
Commissioner Loops,
Here.
Commissioner Nelson.
Here.
Madam Chair, you have a quorum.
Thank you, ma'am. Alrighty, next up, I'd like to do the approval of the previous minutes from our June 16th, 2020 meeting. Are there any corrections to the minutes? Oh, perfect. Thank you. I got a motion by Commissioner Loop, support by Commissioner Kowal. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion has carried. Next up, I'd like to move down to the approval of the agenda. Are there any changes or corrections that need to be made to the agenda? Seeing none, we need a motion to approve the agenda. Motion by Commissioner Loops, support by Commissioner Kowal. All right, next up, I'd like to move down to public comment.
Voice call.
Aye.
Oh, thank you. All those in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Thank you, Barbara. Motion carried. Next up, we'll move on to public comment. Is there anyone from the public who would like to address the committee?
Good morning. Your public comment lines are open and there are no callers on
Excellent. Thank you.
missions.
Thank you. Seeing none, I will close public comment. Next up, we'll move.
Yeah, gonna come work you and I'll holler to me and I'll see.
Alrighty, next up, we'll move down to the approval of the regular agenda. Our first item on the agenda, we're going to hear from Mr. EJ in regards to an update on our interactive county website for seniors and the services and resources that are available throughout Oakland County.
Hi, everybody. Can you hear me and see me?
Morning, EJ.
Hey. So a couple things on the updates with where we are. One, Barbara had sent some information for the website for the flyer to be ready. We've got that short address out, and it's oakgov.com/seniors. And there was some material that we wanted added, and we added a green drop-down box to that page for those resources. It's all published and out there today. So if we wanted to bring it up, we could actually show that over, but it's ready to go. You can go from that link, and we've got that other piece of content added.
Okay. All
Well,
right.
I don't know if you want to show that or not.
Barbara, can we
Yes,
show that?
we are showing. Sorry, wasn't prepared for that. Paste. But I checked, it worked. So let me share the screen.
Okay.
Share.
All right.
So this is the site that we said we were going to consolidate to last time. This is the site that's with health, and I've gotten lots of help from inside of IT from Cassie Zakins and her team, as well as from health with Christina and Janessa. And we were talking about some of the site, and we added this bottom section for senior-friendly reassurance services.
Wow.
And there was like 5 or 6 names. If you click it open, you'll see the links that are there. And what we did was we put abbreviated information in, because as a website practice, it's generally not good to put a person-specific name or email, because you lose the connectivity to it if they have moves, adds, or changes. So we left it with just the generic information to reduce the amount of maintenance needed in this site.
Yeah. Wow.
And so the short name was already there, so it's really nice and easy. When we put it in the mailer as well, it's oakgov.com, and it's a / with seniors, and it brings up the site.
Okay.
And I called every phone number and was able to talk to everyone, so they know their phone numbers and website will be part of the mailer.
Outstanding.
Sure. And one of the other things that we also wanted to make sure that we did, especially in this very beginning phase where there are some assurance programs that were specific to different cities, villages, and townships within Oakland County. And what we wanted to make sure just with this first phase was make sure that the information listed under the assurance services were applicable to all residents across Oakland County. Because it can be really frustrating to click on something, call the number, and find out, oh, they don't service my area. So to avoid that completely, the assurance information and resources are applicable to all residents across Oakland County, regardless of where you live.
That's beautiful.
So that's where we got with the website information since the last time we met. This is ready to be shared and can go out when you guys are ready. And I've talked with Christina and Janessa as well, Cam, based on your feedback from the last session about some of the other work that's there. And we're looking through some of those examples that were there. One of them was adding more content into the existing GIS link that's there under the Oakland County Senior Centers.
Yes.
And some of the usability with it. So that's the next thing we're starting to do some research on right now. And that's this block down the bottom row, second one in, I believe, is the GIS map. It
Yes.
actually does exist and it works, but we're trying to figure out how to look at some of the usability and adding some more content in and figuring out how to size that.
Wow. And I tell you, I'm glad I'm sitting down.
This was already pretty much there. We just actually made a couple
Ooh,
of small
sorry.
changes. Christina was a huge help with Janessa along with Cassie Zakins. Like, I
Yes.
just simply brought some people together to make some magic happen, and it was fantastic. So
I tell you what, it does. The reason I'm bald is because of this is one of them, other than old age. But this is great because now all the senior centers can interact with each other, and a person going to the website can click on any one of them. So having one place, a console where our seniors can go and get to everything, even though they're actually in separate websites. They would say, KISS, keep it simple, senior, I guess we'll call that senior at the last, but keeping a KISS method is absolutely critical. Thank you.
no problem. So that's kind of where we got with the website stuff.
Excellent. EJ, thank you so much for sharing this information, especially getting to actually see it is super exciting. I greatly appreciate your commitment and IT's commitment to working with this task force because this is absolutely amazing. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Thank you, but it was really Christina and Cassie from IT. They kind of talked yesterday as well and set this in motion when Barbara sent the link over, and they were right on it with me and worked with me every step of the way. I couldn't have done it without that partnership.
Outstanding.
Excellent.
Yeah, my
Yep.
pleasure.
Thank you, Christina and Cassie, so much.
Yes.
Is there any other information or up for discussion on item number 1 of the agenda?
No.
All right. Oh, EJ?
Nope, I was just
Oh.
adjusting.
Oh,
Nope.
good. All right. Seeing none, we'll move on to our second item on the agenda, which is wanted to provide an update on our countywide mailer for services and resources for our seniors. We do have a draft example to share. There are 2 different options that we're going to be looking at today. Feedback is going to be essential and crucial. And in addition to any recommendations on not just content, but layout. I know that I received some feedback already, and I'll share that with you as well. But I want to first just open it up to each and every one of you to just at a glance, thoughts, first things that pop out, things that you're, not really interested in seeing or having on the mailer. So let's give everyone a few moments to just kind of look. Barbara, is there any way, can we do a double screen of the 2? Or a split screen?
I am not sure how to do that.
That's okay.
Um,
So I can kind of just share with this first one, what you're gonna see that's different on the second option is gonna be bullets. So you're still gonna have those subheadings, perfect. But as you can see, one of the major differences is the layout of the information.
Yes.
This option obviously has the bullets,
Mhm.
and that previous option does not have the bullets, but more or less a paragraph format.
Mhm. Me personally, I like the bullets.
Okay,
because
Commissioner,
it draws my eyes right to stuff.
I agree, Cam. Commissioner Colwell?
Well, I would agree too, but kind of down at the bottom, maybe it's just has to be put in it where it says friendly reassurance services. It doesn't give any information under that. Am I missing
Yes.
something here?
Love your eye, Commissioner Colwell, because that is one of the pieces of feedback I also gave was that that's really important information, and we got to make sure that we have information attached to that.
Kind of a blank right now, but also if these are going out to our districts, would it be possible or is it just trying to crowd in too much to have the information that would be applicable to local services as well? Which we can't do you're saying we can't do it on the website because then everybody would be calling and they'd find out, well, we don't service your area. Is it possible to have the resources that would service my area or your area on these individual mailings?
So that's a really great question. And Commissioner Colwell, you were absent due to your needs. So let me fill you in on that because we did talk about that at our last meeting. So one of the things that we all agreed upon was that with this specific mailer right now, it was to make generic information that was applicable to all Oakland County residents, with the idea of looking at another mailing piece that is specific to things within each commissioner's district. And I know that it's going to take a cooperation and collaboration with each commissioner to help kind of assist with those programs and services within their district. But it is definitely something that we will be revisiting in the next month or two in regards to getting more specific with those resources and services and programs within each district.
Thank you.
Yeah. One of the other pieces that I kind of gave as feedback is when I first initially looked at the mailers, I thought that just from a visual perspective, that the woman was a commissioner.
Okay.
So if you don't know who your commissioner is, it could be, I thought it was a little confusing. And I actually showed a couple different people and their first response was, well, who's that commissioner? So what are your thoughts on, one of the things that we kind of looked at was potentially that's where you would be as a commissioner to identify yourself with, rather than have a generic stock photo, or remove it completely and have bigger font from not just the heading at the top, but also throughout the entire mailer, because that was one of my biggest concerns, was that the information is definitely smaller font. And I would like to see, obviously, the font to be larger, potentially what it looks like in that heading at the top.
Well, okay. Now the way this is Cam, the way I'm looking at this, the front end of this is a picture of the commissioner, keeping you and your health in mind, correct? So each commissioner's picture would be on that front page, on the front of that mailer. Am I correct?
Yes. And we can flop that. We could flop it. We could keep it the same. We could duplicate a different picture on the front of the mailer.
Okay, now if you do that, then you got to have one for each and every commissioner, which means that you're going to be running a bunch of these things, right?
Yes.
I mean,
yes,
so,
we're prepared.
And we've already budgeted for that, Cam.
Okay. Well, then
that's already included in the cost.
Okay, so each commissioner on the front, that's where I would have their picture. In here on the second page, being a senior with trifocals, having bigger fonts is a good thing. I fess up. Okay, that it is. I can read this, but if I'm a senior who needs to be able to read, and you can make the fonts bigger, it doesn't. The second side does not need to have a picture of anybody, because the front will have the commissioner.
Correct. I agree. The other piece that was talked about was to completely on the left side where it says whether you are an older adult or family member, to get rid of all of that and just put senior, something along the lines of like senior resources and services in Oakland County, keeping it as simple as possible, which would also assist in creating larger font
Mhm.
For the other information below.
Oh, right now. Yeah.
Commissioner Kola?
Thank you, Madam Chair. I guess my thought was if you were going to keep a picture on that side, and I know there's ways of almost, putting a picture kind of behind the print. I'm not that tech savvy like I'm sure EJ is, but that it'd be maybe like a group of seniors or whatever, so it's not confusing. So if you have like a
I like
group
that.
picture.
That's great
And
feedback.
that can, if that can be kind of behind the text almost.
All right.
It's a nice thought. Me personally, like I said, if I know the commissioner's on the front and I know where that's coming from my commissioner, that's great, because that's letting me know my commissioner is on the case. On the backside, I want the information. So I mean, I like the smiling lady's face, but if you could make it bigger fonts or add additional information, because now that you that's
I
even
agree with that too, Cam.
Yeah.
You see these glasses perched right here, so yeah.
The other thing might be is that, and I'm not too sure if I'm out of thing, is having the website. I mean, you've got AAA 1B, you got the health division, you've got the older adult services. That's where the website is, right? The how to get to it. So I mean, here's information, here's a phone number, here's and I see you got the email address or the websites. Okay. And I guess it was asked for, so I guess you're going to put one in there, correct? The correct one? I'm looking under
Yes, Cam. We'll
Okay.
ask for a URL. Is that what you're looking at?
Yeah, I'm looking at, if I want to go on, because I am one of the more computer literate older folks, that I could go to the website and get what I want. Okay. So
Yeah, EJ provided me with the nice short website. I cannot switch to the other screen, but it is a very simple. It's not like a long URL, HTTP. It's a short, nice website.
Thanks,
Excellent.
EJ.
And Cam, you nailed it in the sense of one of the things that we really wanted to make sure with this mailer is that not only was there a URL for a website, we also know that a lot of seniors don't have that accessibility to technology or the internet. So it was also important to make sure there was a phone number.
Absolutely.
And as Barbara said, we have called those numbers. They are the right numbers. There are people behind those numbers and not an automated system. In addition to providing email. So between phone, email, and website, we wanted to make sure that those three contact areas were communicated on this mailer to kind of accommodate the vast diversity within our seniors as what they're most comfortable with.
Yes, and I agree. And the other part is, even though I'm computer literate, sometimes I really like talking to a body, a real person. So if I the email and the websites don't do everything for me, sometimes I need to actually talk to someone. So I think you're covering all the bases. I like this.
Excellent. What are your thoughts, everyone, in regards to the option with the bullets? I know I heard from you, Cam. Is there any consensus on whether or not we like the bullets as a majority or no bullets? Meaning the bullet points of information under each of the headings. Commissioner Lubes.
The bullet points, as Cam and Commissioner Cowell report, is easier to read. And I'm more apt to read literature in the mail that is less writing on it and bigger font.
Absolutely.
I agree.
Barbara.
My only suggestion when I look at the postcard, and would it be helpful, because it's a mail and we want to put the phone numbers there, would it be better to have the area agency on aging 1B and then a big phone number right there, and then the rest of the description, and then there will be Oakland County Health Division and big phone number there and the rest of the description, so we have the phone numbers, they will stand out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like that idea, Barbara, and maybe it's something that we take a look at and do with all the contact information. Bold the font and make it bigger, because that's going to be the most essential information in regards to, hey, I like this service, or I want more information on that resource, to make that information pop, I think is a great idea.
I like the way that it's set up. I agree with the bolder font. If we can make this larger and make maybe the fonts for the phone number, I like the way it's set up. It forces me to look at the bullet points and then I see the phone number. Okay.
Excellent.
I mean, there's psychologically there's rationale for why it's set up the way it is, and versus me having the phone number at the top, it allows me to say, oh, LBGT. Yes. Okay. Now I know I can go down to that phone number, and these are all the ones. And especially online, we can change these, correct? Because this is a snapshot in time.
Absolutely.
But if things change or we add stuff, we can go in and take the same thing and then drop in some more stuff as we add it to, that's the correct phone number for that particular thing. So this gives us a lot of options. And then temporary, maybe a year from now, we do it again. We send out another card, okay?
Absolutely, I couldn't agree more. And Cam, as you were talking, I was really like scanning on the right side. And one of the things I think that we should potentially take a look at, and feedback please is greatly appreciated. Potentially, I'm questioning whether or not we should have the commissioner websites attached underneath our phone numbers and contact information. Because I know that as we move more towards adding, information on our senior web page, to have that directly be on commissioners' web pages is also one more other piece of information and a resource for our tech-savvy seniors, because it kind of aligns with having that phone number, email, and then a website URL that's attached with the actual programs and resources. Thoughts on that?
In other words, like add another thing under like where it says friendly resource services, and then maybe another one below that says county commissioner, that in other words, if you've got a link, like I said, if I can go one place and I can click on that and it takes me to the county commissioner's website to get to Commissioner Lubes or Commissioner Caldwell, great. That's another source of information, right? So
excellent. So Cam, look over on that right side under Chairman Woodward's picture.
Oh, okay.
We have his phone number, we have his email, but also underneath that information, a URL.
Yeah, for the county commissioner website.
Yeah, because I also think that's going to come into play, as you previously had stated, Commissioner Kowal, in regards to our next step of looking at this is to get more specific to our district. Okay. So to already just have our information on the mailer will already give them access to still important information that's going on in their district. But potentially, once we have more information on those services and programs and resources specific to commissioners' districts, that's just an easy one-stop drop click.
Yeah, well, I that's great. I was looking at it on the left side underneath where it says friendly resource service, have another line that has that, so everything is on one page. Okay.
Okay, I see that. Yeah.
Okay.
That's great feedback, Cam.
We wind up taking the picture out and which means that we can actually add one more. Okay, and here's another one. Here's the county commissioner's website. When they're on the website, they can click into the adult and get to it. But if you don't have that ability, you could go down here, and if there's a phone number they can call, that would be one more thing on that back side of that page. On the back side of the card is what I'm saying. That's
I like that idea. It's like a one, snapshot.
Everything is there.
Everything is there.
The commissioners can say whatever they want to say on that front page. Okay, if this way I can flip it over and everything is right there. I don't have to go back and forth. I don't have to go looking for it. It's all in one place. That's just
I like that feedback. Or even too, Cam, what might even help with that is if we did significantly reduce the size of that top portion with the heading and the picture, you could potentially replicate to some extent a smaller version of the commissioner information on the back side and put it at the top there. So it's like any questions, comments, concerns you have, there is your commissioner's contact information. along with all the other contact information for the program services and resources. And let's face it, if I'm going to put this on my refrigerator, I would like to have everything like a magnet on one side.
Bingo.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Any other thoughts, input?
Mhm.
I have a question. I see that the phone numbers are not listed in the same way. You see the AAA1B has dashes, and then older adult services has dots. So I don't know which one, or should we use the one with the parentheses?
Ooh. Wow, she got to put, boy, good pick, Barb. Wow. It should be consistent, whatever you use.
Use the dashes because that's what we're used to. Older people are.
Love that. It was great feedback and suggestion. EJ, did you have something?
One other question, just looking at the way it looks on the screen, do we have to do something to call out the contact information to make it pop out from the rest of it?
So EJ, what's your thoughts on, do you think we need to do something more than increasing font and bolding?
Maybe. I'm just trying to, or change the color to potentially go with the heading that goes with it or something like that, that to your point, if it's on a refrigerator or something that makes it stand out as I go by, but I don't know if people may be colorblind or something else, it may not help, right?
That's possible.
I love
And
that idea. So it's almost highlighted. So highlighting that contact information.
Something like that is what I was thinking, just to make it jump off, because you want them to reach out. That's the key, right?
Absolutely. That's really great feedback. Thank you. Commissioner Lubes.
But be careful with the colors because black is easier to read in a larger print. And when it's colored, it's not as easy to read.
Or duplicate. Yeah.
So
You'll get there, EJ.
For the example at the top where we have that white, the white font, or the white font, the white lettering on the green, Penny, are you saying that potentially it's taking a look at putting that as black and then putting...
No, that's easy to read, but once you go into more colors, like the green below it, the title, the Area Agency on Aging, is not as bright as the black print. The black print's much easier to read.
So what are your thoughts on actually taking that concept of the highlighted green with the white lettering and replicate that all the way down for the Area Agency on Aging 1B, Oakland County Health Division? So like making that popping out as that top header. Does that make sense?
It does. I like the way it looks now and making it bigger and bolder. I don't want it too busy. If it's too busy, I'm not going to look at it.
And it's also the green.
Point, Commissioner Lubes.
Yeah, you got Oakland County, Michigan Board of Commissioners, and it's kind of the color is the same, the green in the tree.
Yeah.
So to me, it's kind of like a brand recognition kind of thing, having the green over here. I'm kind of drawn to that I like. Okay.
Yeah, we used, or the graphic designer used the Oakland County color scheme, which is green, blue, and orange. So they did really good job.
They sure did. Impressed.
Barbara? Oh, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
I love the discussion. I don't foresee us, having a lengthier, time going over this, but I also want to honor having still a thorough discussion on this. So I did make arrangements, fellow task force members, that I have to bounce off and jump on another Zoom call. So Commissioner Lubes is going to graciously continue having this conversation, and she'd be the one to wrap this committee meeting up.
Okay.
So right. I greatly appreciate everyone's time. Have a great rest of the day.
Okay, you too. Take care.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
You're muted, Commissioner Lubes.
We have covered a lot of items on this, and I want to thank Commissioner Nelson for allowing us additional time for any additional comments on the postcard then.
So I have one technical question. please advise, oh no, too far. So you see Oakland County Older Adult Services, and we're going to put the website that EJ had sent to us. Should we put the same website in Friendly Reassurance Services?
I would agree with that.
So
I wouldn't know how to contact Friendly Reassurance Services right now.
There's nothing there right now.
Yeah. So, and then, Christina, are you on the call still? The 248-858-0178, can people call to ask about the Friendly Reassurance Services as well, or they can only go to the website?
Tell me, I'm looking at the postcard option. What was the number? What number are you referencing,
So
Barbara?
there is Oakland County Older Adult Services, and there's 248-858-0178.
Yeah.
Are people able to call that number for Friendly Reassurance Services as well to find out?
What number is it? I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'd have to look into that and get back to the group.
Okay.
Do you have a comment,
I would think our nurse on call number would be the most appropriate number.
Yeah, there is a special portion just for nurse of call, but then there is also Oakland County Older Adult Services, and there is a phone number there.
And where did you get that number, Barbara?
Oh, I did not get this number. I was checking the Friendly Reassurance Services, the outside organization. I did not check this one. This was from the AAA1B.
Good catch.
Oh.
Your arms today. Can you show me if your hands?
Yeah, I see. It's just it's contact information, just kind of on our website.
I do.
So
So if someone calls that phone number and asks for a specific Friendly Reassurance Services, would that person who answered that phone number be able to tell them the phone numbers?
Okay, are you ready? We're gonna open them at the same time.
I
think
would
we're gonna have
probably
to look
direct them
into
to
it.
nurse on call. Sorry, what were you saying, Kathy?
I think we have to look into it. What I was wondering, is that possible that that's Pat's phone number?
With the whose phone number?
XZ?
Pat Sawatsky, she's the coordinator over the Senior Advisory Council.
Whoa.
I don't think that's a good idea. Nurse on call
Yeah.
for any of the senior services in the health division could direct people to that. So we need to look into what that number is.
Okay.
Okay, lift.
Yeah.
And down. Yep. That feels okay?
Okay, is there anything else?
About that one thing
Yes,
or about anything?
about the postcard.
Oh, no, I'm good.
So am I.
So if we are going to check the number, we're going to make the changes, and then once I get another draft for the graphic designer, I will email it to all of you for final approval, and then we would be ready to print maybe.
All right, great.
Sounds good.
Shrug both shoulders up.
All right,
Sounds-
so I am going to double check with Commissioner Nelson when is the next task force meeting, but maybe I will send an invite to all of you.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you. Are there any communications?
I have one thing I would like to get out there is the fact that our long-term care calls on Fridays have generated a lot of questions about isolation that's occurring in long-term care facilities, independent living facilities, and we've been working with the state on those issues. And as you know, the governor has a task force of which Senator Rosemary Bear is kind of our representative for that. And so we've been funneling a lot of our concerns through her, and the task force has been very interested in the isolation issues that have been brought forward. And so they've developed a subcommittee called Quality of Life, and we're very encouraged that there's a lot of interest around that, and we think there'll be some movement and recommendations to the governor based on that. So finally, we feel like we're making some headway.
Wow. Good.
Thank you. All right, anything else? Yeah, yes?
Okay. This question, where are we with the actual application for the grants? I know the last time we met, commissioner said that it was being crunched. Are we anywhere near coming up with what the words are going to be and what the senior centers are going to have to do?
So hopefully, this executive, the executive had, sorry, they are doing it as the local government partnership program. So hopefully they had three contact persons to do those. So I believe they are doing this the same for the senior centers. I can double check and find out, but it's out of our purview. It's now in executive they are implementing what we created.
Okay, yeah, I guess.
Cameron, I'm sorry, they're ready to send out those grants in the next week to the community centers and the libraries and the senior centers.
Okay.
So that grant will be going out.
Okay, that's what I wanted to be able to at least, Senior Advisory Council, at least give our senior centers a heads up that it's coming,
Cameron, what's your email address?
It's ready. It's C, letter
We'll
M.
send it to you, Commissioner.
Thank you, Barbara. Thank you.
I'll email you. Commissioner Wow. Oh my gosh, I can't talk today. Eileen.
Okay. Yeah, thank you, Cameron, for bringing that up. I meant to ask about that process. I take it that the grant applications are going to be sent out.
Correct.
Week. Okay. Do you have any idea what's the window of time to respond to that? Nobody has any idea?
I think it's September 12th, and the grants would go through December 31st.
Oh.
All right. Any information you can send me on that, I'd appreciate it because I've been getting asked as well.
I'll send you both the info.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, I would think that all of the commissioners ought to be ready for this one, because this is just, I guess, as a Senior Advisory Council person, I'm just truly appreciative and impressed with our Oakland County commissioners. I mean, you're doing this, and you need to be able to raise your hand and say, we think you old folks are important, and you're doing something about it. So
I am one, Cam.
Oh no, but I'm really serious that our Oakland County is just amazing, and our folks really need to understand just how grateful we are to have such great county commissioners. Okay, I really do.
But thank you for the praise. It's nice to hear.
Somebody needs to let you know you got, because I know you hear it the other way. So
yeah.
We really are appreciative, and I want to make sure our senior centers are really excited, folks. Believe me. Okay.
Good. Thank you. All right. Is there any other comments, any other business to come before this committee, task force?
Nope.
All right. Then I will email the information out, and Barbara will let us know when our next meeting is.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Hopefully not next Thursday, because I'm going to try to get away.
Oh, no.
Oh, next Thursday we have finance. That's right. So we can't do it then.
There's a board meeting next Thursday.
And there's a board meeting in the evening. So hopefully where I'm going, they have good internet. So, yeah.
And Tuesday, I'll be counting absentee ballots. I'll be in West Bloomfield locked up all day, counting ballots. So,
Nice.
Well, hopefully we'll get the results fairly quickly, although that's in question. I don't know. Yeah.
All right, thank you, everybody.
So
Thank
Thank you.
we are adjourning at 12:12.
Yes, we are adjourned.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye,
Bye.
thank you.
Bye-bye, everybody. So.